Hello everyone. You'll see today why messing with the primal forces of nature is a bad idea. We've collected stunning videos from different corners of the globe to show just how terrible. Let's get it on. Avalanches are one of the greatest dangers faced by climbers. In this shocking video, captured by tourists in Pakistan, you can see what it's like to confront a massive wall of snow hurtling towards you at incredible speed. Thankfully, everything turned out okay this time. But it's a stark reminder that an avalanche moving at 30 meters per second leaves no hope for survival. Here's why you shouldn't mess around with volcanoes, especially with active ones like Yasur on Tanna Island. It's almost impossible to predict when a new eruption phase will start. Just as the man was setting up his camera dangerously close to the crater, a loud explosion went off, sending hundreds of lava bombs into the air. He was lucky that the searing debris didn't come his way. Nothing showcases the sheer power of nature quite like massive tornadoes. This monstrous twister was spotted in Kansas in 2016. The police patrol cars look like toys next to it.
Hey, let's get up to it. It's gonna rope out here. It's gonna rope out. Wait, she can't get in. Hold on.
And the moment the tornado disappears is truly magical.
Wait, first place.
This is one of those times when history happens right in front of you. In the spring of 2022, a centuries-old bridge in northern Pakistan collapsed, unable to withstand the surge of a flooding river. All the locals and rescue workers could do was helplessly witness the raw power of nature. Nature's forces can be so sudden that people find themselves completely helpless against them. This was the case in New Delhi, the capital of India, where heavy rains caused a small stream in the eastern part of the city to swell, and within a few hours, carve out a massive sinkhole. The growing sinkhole shocked onlookers as it swallowed more and more soil and trees. Eventually, the water eroded the foundation of a nearby building, causing the two-story structure to collapse into the chasm. Fortunately, the residents had managed to evacuate the building before it was too late. It's hard to believe, but that time when nature has other plans. You wanted to capture a stunning panorama of the storm, but a lightning strike hits just 10 meters away from you. things are more shocking than a lightning bolt suddenly striking your car. In the Chinese city of Ningbo, a driver experienced a terrifying moment while driving during a heavy rainstorm. Dashcam footage shows a powerful lightning strike hitting the car's hood, causing the man to instinctively slam on the brakes. Fortunately, the driver was unharmed, but the car wouldn't start after the strike. A lightning strike directly hitting a vehicle typically causes an electrical surge that damages the insulation of its electronics.
后视镜本来是好的，是吧？好的，好的。
Sometimes people have to escape the wrath of nature as if they were action movie heroes. This startling incident took place in the mountainous Sichuan province of China. A huge landslide descended from the mountains onto a modern road, and despite the protective barriers, it struck the tunnel. Landslides can be extremely dangerous, with speeds sometimes reaching several meters per second. For instance, the Vamnao River in Anjiang province eroded a huge section of its bank one Saturday morning, taking out 16 houses. Fortunately, the residents had noticed cracks a few days earlier and managed to evacuate their homes in time. Retaining walls can delay disaster, but if the land isn't fit for building, nature will ultimately have its way.
Singson petrol pump chu a chim taru.
Yeah, where the lounge is, alright, that's where it's batting. Yeah, so where the lounge is, move the lounge out if you have to and get against that wall. Alright, hide in behind the lounge. Okay? Alright.
That's what makes hurricanes in the city especially risky. You never know if the roof of the building next door is going to hold up. Here's what could happen if you build a house in a flood-prone area. This incident illustrates how attempts to control the forces of nature can backfire. The river breaks through its concrete channel, disappearing into underground cavities and posing a threat to the surrounding areas.
А вы что, для бабушки в Гарри хотите? Да ну нафиг, пошлите отсюда.
This is what a moderate storm in the severe northern seas looks like. With waves reaching around 3 meters in height. It's hard to miss a tornado when it's approaching. The key is to stay calm and find shelter away from anything that could be dangerous. An impressive wedge tornado was observed in Uruguay. Sometimes the diameter of these tornadoes can even exceed their height. Hail seems like a pretty ordinary weather phenomenon until it starts smashing your car windows. You can imagine the shock of a woman in the car when this bombardment began. During the summer of 2023, a severe hailstorm hit cities in southern Germany. The hail was so heavy that it had to be shoveled off the sidewalks like snow. Cars parked outside suffered the most damage, and a number of trees were brought down.
Papa, guck mal hier. Mama, die Kennzeichen.
The sheer intensity of the hail even damaged building facades. The storm in Scotland turned the stretched tent into a toy. Imagine the shock of those people when the streets of their city turned into raging rivers. Water gushed from everywhere, even out of shop windows. This sudden flood hit Genoa, a port city in northern Italy, in 2010. A sea storm caused an extraordinary surge, and the Zanino and Monferrato rivers that flow through the city overwhelmed the underground drainage system, completely flooding two historic districts. Along with basements and ground floors, many cars were carried off by the floodwaters for hundreds of meters. Strong winds turned a simple ski lift ride into an extreme adventure. At times, the weather can be totally uninviting for these kinds of activities.
Alter! Alter!
A hurricane literally tears the roof off a school building in Poland. It's a shocking sight. This caravan was caught in a flood in southwestern Germany.
Das sind die Bilder, von denen man uns hier eben berichtet hat, von 2016. Der Wohnwagen wird jetzt in diese Brücke einschlagen und wahrscheinlich dabei zerstört werden. Hoffentlich ist dieser Wohnwagen leer, da ist noch ein Vorzelt dran. Den zerreißt in diesem Moment, den hat es quasi wie durch die...
The River Ahr, a tributary of the Rhine, was so swollen that it crushed the van against a stone bridge support, as though it were a flimsy can. The strength of the floodwaters is remarkable.
我操，这什么玩意儿？
Even though it's the result of a controlled explosion in a quarry, the scene is incredibly impressive, just like the bravery of that excavator operator.
操！
It's an unforgettable experience to see such a weather phenomenon right in your room while watching the weather forecast.
This is a tornado. This is a tornado. We're in the middle of a tornado here in the hotel. We are in the middle of a tornado. We are in the middle of a tornado.
It looks like nature has a sense of humor too. Here are some cases where trees topple right in front of oncoming vehicles.
Damn, there's more coming down. Jesus, baby. Double whammy.
An impressive snow attack filmed in San Miguel County, Colorado. An avalanche roared down into the valley, burying part of the buildings. Judging by the operator's voice, it was an incredibly thrilling experience.
God, the wind. Crazy. Whew.
It's surprising, but hail can be dangerous indoors too. During a fierce storm in Australia, hail and strong winds joined forces to break windows and create a disaster inside the home. In late 2014, Brisbane, the capital of Queensland, was hit by one of the most intense storms in decades. Though it lasted just half an hour, the storm brought wind gusts of up to 40 meters per second, heavy rain and hail, causing damage to the roofs of 2,000 homes. Power lines were downed, and several planes at the airport were overturned. The total damage, including payouts for tens of thousands of insurance claims, exceeded $1 billion. This natural disaster struck Oberstdorf, a small town community in the Bavarian Alps known for its ski resorts. After a heavy downpour, torrents of water rushed down from the mountains into the village. It looked like a mudslide, with water bringing in heavy stones and debris. The worst part was that the flow went directly through the homes and yards of local people. Rescue teams had to work hard, using makeshift concrete barriers to divert the muddy torrents away from the houses. A massive arch at the entrance of a shopping centre in Cape Town, South Africa, collapsed due to strong winds. Just seconds before it fell, a car drove right under it. Imagine the surprise of seeing that in your rearview mirror. Hailstones come in all sizes, from a few millimeters to a few centimeters in diameter. Yet, the ones that struck near Verona were as big as billiard balls. Another unusual aspect was that the hailstorm occurred during the night, which is quite rare.
Olha a casa, conselho. Meu Deus do céu. Ai, meu Deus do céu. Sai daí! Pera, sai! Sai daí! Sai, filha da p***! Meu Deus do céu!
After an intense downpour in Tokyo, where some areas got 52.5 millimeters of rain in just an hour, one subway station turned into a makeshift water park. The stairs and escalators looked more like waterfalls, and people had to wade through knee-deep water to get out. The city's drainage systems were caught completely off guard by this deluge. During a storm in Saudi Arabia, a fierce wind hurled debris into a glass display of a high-end shop, causing significant damage.
When the whole... we gotta listen.
This is what a flood looks like through the eyes of someone who's actually there. It's impressive how they stay positive in the face of such a catastrophe.
Wow. Hey! How you doing? That's disgusting.
I don't know what else to do from it damaging stuff. Like, it's just coming in. If we can just put it...
The storm surge from Hurricane Ian in 2022 led to devastating floods in southwest Florida's cities.
انت اخر يا ولد يا ولد يا ولد يا ولد لا اله الا الله لا اله الا الله لا اله الا الله الله يخرج الله يخرجنا الله يخرجنا الله يستر على عباده لا اله الا الله.
Facing a rockfall like this is a real test of composure. Clearly, this mountain road will be closed for a long time. One of the most breathtaking mountain landslides was captured on video on Mount Rainier in Washington state. The rockfall, traveling at high speed, crashed into the glacier face with incredible speed, forever transforming the mountain's familiar profile. A major landslide on one of Argentina's mountain roads has taken place, but luckily it was anticipated. ice breakup on a spring river is one of the most stunning natural events you can see. However, ice jams can also be quite dangerous, especially if they lead to blockages.